Ripa has never been one to hold back her opinions, whether she's sitting at the live with Kelly and Mark desk trading playful banter with her husband Mark Consuelos, or cracking jokes about her life as a mom of three. But recently, she said something that instantly sparked conversations far beyond the morning talk show circuit, that childbirth is actually easier than owning a sports team with Mark. At first, it sounds like the ultimate Kellyism, a sharp, funny one-liner meant to draw laughs. After all, how could the hours of labor, the physical exhaustion, the emotional intensity of bringing a human into the world possibly compare to boardroom meetings, player negotiations, and jersey designs? Yet, when you dive deeper into what she meant, it's clear that Kelly wasn't just being flippant. She was drawing a clever, lived-in comparison between two very different types of chaos, one bound by biology, the other by business. And in true Kelly Ripa fashion, her words struck a chord because they reveal how unpredictable and downright exhausting owning a professional sports team with your spouse can really be. The birth versus business analogy. Kelly's comparison comes from a place of experience. She's gone through childbirth 3 times, giving birth to Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, and she's lived to tell the tales with humor. Like millions of women, she knows that childbirth is painful, messy, and life-changing, but there's an end point. The doctors count the contractions, the nurses track the dilation, and after however many hours of blood, sweat, and tears, there's a baby. Sports ownership, on the other hand, doesn't follow that neat arc. The work doesn't end when the clock strikes midnight, or when the buzzer goes off in the fourth quarter. There are contracts to negotiate, sponsorships to secure, facilities to maintain, not to mention the unpredictable roller coaster of player injuries, fan reactions, and league politics. As Kelly put it, childbirth is finite. It hurts, but then it's done. Owning a team? That's a marathon without a finish line. Teamwork tested, Kelly and Mark as co-owners. Fans of Kelly and Mark know that their marriage has long been celebrated as one of Hollywood's most enduring. They eloped in Vegas back in 1996, raised 3 kids while balancing 2 hectic careers, and somehow managed to become not just partners in life, but also co-hosts on morning TV. Their chemistry has always been about balance. Kelly's sharp wit and quick humor alongside Mark's steady, charming presence. But when the couple stepped into the world of sports ownership, that balance faced new challenges. For starters, there are decisions that go beyond personal taste or playful compromise. It's not about choosing where to vacation or what color to paint the kitchen. Sports ownership requires major financial investment, business savvy, and a willingness to navigate high-stakes disagreements. Kelly once joked that Mark acts like he's still playing quarterback when they're in owner meetings, charging ahead with confidence, while she prefers to weigh the long-term consequences. It's an adorable quip, but it highlights how easily marriage dynamics can shift when professional stakes enter the picture. The weight of expectations. Childbirth comes with expectations too, but they're deeply personal, focused on a new family member and the support system around a mother. With sports ownership, however, the expectations are public. Every fan has an opinion. Every sports journalist has a headline. Every rival team has a strategy. Kelly's point is that the pressure never relents. A poor season? Owners get blamed. A controversial trade? Owners get blamed. Even stadium snacks can turn into PR nightmares if fans feel they're paying too much for a hot dog. For Kelly, who has spent decades in the public eye, the added layer of being judged not as a performer, but as a business owner is a stressor she doesn't take lightly. Labor doesn't come with angry Twitter threads, she quipped during one interview. And she's not wrong. Humor as a coping mechanism. Part of why Kelly's analogy resonates so much is because of the humor she laces into it. To her, comparing sports ownership to childbirth is less about minimizing the pain of one or exaggerating the stress of the other, and more about drawing attention to how unpredictable life can be when you throw yourself into something bigger than yourself. Kelly has always used humor to take the edge off serious topics. When she talks about Mark missing the birth of one of their kids because he was late to the hospital, it's a laugh-out-loud anecdote, not a marital grievance. When she shares stories about teenage meltdowns, she presents them as sitcom material rather than family drama. The same goes for sports ownership. The absurdities, the frustrations, the non-stop grind become easier to process when she frames them as punchlines. But beneath the laughter, there's truth. Owning a team is a business that tests your endurance in ways that make even a 12-hour labor seem straightforward. The public and private balance. Kelly and Mark's decision to take on sports ownership also sheds light on how couples manage the intersection of public and private life. Their fans already watch them joke and squabble on live TV every morning. Adding the role of team owners means opening themselves up to even more scrutiny, but this time in an arena where they're not the ones controlling the narrative. When Kelly says childbirth is easier, part of what she's hinting at is control. In the delivery room, you rely on doctors, nurses, and your body, but there's still a sense of inevitability. In sports, however, so many variables lie outside of your hands. The referee's call, a player's injury, the economy, even the weather. It's control chaos, and Kelly isn't shy about admitting she prefers when life has a clearer path to the finish line. Why the comparison matters. Kelly's analogy might sound playful on the surface, but it's a reminder of how women, in particular, are expected to juggle multiple worlds and make sense of them all with grace. Childbirth, family life, a demanding career, and now sports ownership. Kelly has lived through all of it, and she's still standing, still smiling, still cracking jokes. By saying childbirth is easier, she's not diminishing women's pain or struggle. Instead, she's elevating the sheer intensity of running a sports franchise and pointing out that business, like labor, requires grit, resilience, and a sense of humor. Conclusion. From delivery rooms to locker rooms. For Kelly Ripa, childbirth was a trial by fire that produced her greatest joys, her children. Sports ownership, on the other hand, is an ongoing gauntlet. Unpredictable, relentless, and oddly addictive. It might not bring sleepless nights with a crying infant, but it certainly brings sleepless nights with financial reports and team standings. So when she says childbirth is easier, it's not a dismissal of labor pains, but a recognition that in the delivery room, you eventually get to hold your baby and know the struggle had a purpose. With sports ownership, the baby is never really grown. There's always another season, another hurdle, another crisis waiting around the corner. And maybe that's why Kelly Ripa's words resonate so much. She's reminding us all that life's challenges come in many forms, some measured in contractions, others in scoreboards, and that laughter is the only way to survive them both.